There are 12 Scottish teams in the SPL. What if these 12 teams played in the English Football League? I've put these 12 Scottish teams into the League 2. I'm going to simulate 5 seasons and we'll see each season where these teams finish in the league, and do any of them get to the Premier League, or will they finish at the Championship, League 1? Where will these teams end up in 5 years' time? That is what we're doing today. And hopefully you do enjoy this video. If you do, I would appreciate a like, click that thumbs up button down below the video. Also subscribe as well if you're new so you don't miss future videos. And comment down below any other suggestions for ideas I should be doing in the future on this channel. After Season 1 in League 2, Rangers beat Celtic by 1 point, which is very, very surprising considering that Celtic are 14 points clear of Rangers in real life right now at the time making this video. Aberdeen in 3rd place, they're going through to League 1 next season. Hearts and Hibs both in the playoffs there. Any one of those teams could go up to League 1 for next season if they win the playoffs. Ross County, Partick Thistle, very, very close to the playoffs, but unfortunately they don't actually make it. And you've got teams like Motherwell, Kilmarnock, St Johnstone, Hamilton in the middle of the table there. Not really doing well, but not really doing bad at the same time. But Dundee FC, I mean, they had a terrible season. Down in 23rd place, only 1 point ahead of Lincoln City were last, and luckily for them, there's no league below this league in FIFA 18, there's no conference, so that means that there's no relegation either, so they'll be allowed to come last if they want and still stay in the league, and have another shot at the League 2 next season. So, in the FA Cup, Man City win it, but no Scottish team actually gets to the round of 16. But in the Carabao Cup, Rangers get absolutely thrashed against West Ham, but at least they've made it into the round of 16. They've had a competitive performance in the Carabao Cup, and maybe in the future they can expand on their performance this time and do better than the round of 16, and at least not get thrashed 5-1. But West Ham are a Premier League team, so you would expect it to be a difficult game. Partick Thistle 2nd, Kilmarnock 3rd, both of those teams go through to League 1 next season. Hibs though, they have a chance if they win the playoffs to go through as well. Motherwell, Ross County and Dundee not too far behind the playoff places. Dundee had a great season, they've done much better than last season when they came 23rd. Then you've got Hamilton and then St Johnstone, who are actually the worst team who is Scottish in League 2 in this season. Celtic then get their own back, they beat Rangers by 2 points to win League 1, but Rangers also go through an automatic promotion. Aberdeen could also go through in the playoffs if they manage to win it. Hearts down there, 13th place, they actually got promoted last season through the playoffs and they beat Hibs as well, so Hibs had to do another season in League 2. There's no teams below Bury, so I'm not going to show that. And Spurs win the FA Cup. Rangers though lose 3-1 to Swansea, so it's not as bad as last season. They got to round 16 again in this tournament, but they only lost 3-1. And I think that's Motherwell on the left hand side, they lost 4-1 to Brentford, hopefully I've got that right. And then the Carabao Cup, Rangers in both cups this time, but unfortunately they lose 3-2 to Burnley. And that is it for the Scottish teams in the competitions. But Aberdeen, they beat Celtic 4-3 on penalties to win the Checker Trade Trophy, the first trophy won by Aberdeen in this experiment so far. But unfortunately for Hibs, they actually end up losing 2-1 to Luton Town, and they will not be in League 1 next season. It's another season in League 2 for you. After Season 3, Motherwell finally get promoted in 2nd place. Ross County, Hibs, Hamilton also in the playoff places. Dundee are now consolidating themselves in 11th place. And then St Johnstone, 19th place, not as good as last season, and they're actually the worst Scottish team in League 2 right now. So in the Championship, Celtic come 14th and Rangers come 17th. So it's been a rude awakening to them in the Championship. It's been quite a difficult season, but they have not got relegated and they've shown that they can do better when relegation survives, and they can move on next season hoping to improve and maybe push on for the playoffs. We'll see. But then in League 1, we've got Kilmarnock in 9th, Partick Thistle in 10th. Both teams fairly high up in the top 10 there. Not too bad for the first season, I think, in League 1. Hearts 15th. And then at the bottom of League 1, we've got Aberdeen getting relegated. Unfortunately for Aberdeen, they're relegated. That's really weird because Aberdeen are actually quite good in real life. On FIFA, they're not good at all. Now in the Cups, we can see that absolutely no team from Scotland managed to get into round 16. And then in the Carabao Cup then, this is a bit interesting. So Rangers, they lose on penalties to Reading unfortunately, but Celtic, the first team in Scotland, actually no, the second joint team in Scotland in theory, because Celtic got through to the quarterfinals, and then also in the same cup, Aberdeen on the left hand side of the tournament tree got to quarterfinals, both teams losing the championship opposition, but still they managed to get to the quarterfinals. Well done on those two teams. And then in their Checker Trade Trophy, I think that's Kilmarnock who lost to Peterborough. And then Ross County are the team to enter League 1 for next season after beating Hibs, who've lost in the final twice now. And that means they've got a promotion, and these other two teams, Hibs and Hamilton, will have to play another season in League 2. So after season 4, Hibernian finally get promoted, 103 points, what a spectacular season for them. St Johnstone are the only Scottish team to get into the playoff places, but they do it by 1 point ahead of Mansfield Town, and Dundee come 11th place. I think that's the third time in a row. Aberdeen just fall short of Dundee, but that's quite disappointing to say they got relegated from League 1 last season. I was expecting a comeback and to get promoted again up to League 1 this season, but that did not happen. Hamilton is actually the worst Scottish team here in 16th place. Then in the Championship, a much better season for Rangers. They come 7th, and Celtic also improve in 10th place. Rangers only 4 points behind the playoff places there, unfortunate for them. And then in the FA Cup, you'll see Kilmarnock actually lose 1-0 to Spurs. And then in the Carabao Cup, you got Motherwell losing to Brighton, and then Kilmarnock getting through by beating Leicester City 1-0, but then losing to Everton 2-1 in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup. A great performance from them this season. No one who's Scottish wins a Checker Trade Trophy, and then St Johnstone lose in the first opportunity in the playoffs. They lose to Coventry, who then Doncaster then go and beat them and win the playoffs and get promoted. Now we go to the 5th and final season of this experiment. St Johnstone come 4th, 1 point behind Swindon. How close can you get without getting promoted there? That is ridiculous. Hamilton improve. Kilmarnock, after their incredible cup performance last season, only in 9th place in League 2 now. And going down, Dundee go back to old ways. They end up in 18th place, not great for them. But then, towards the bottom, Partick Thistle are actually in 20th place. So in the Championship, Rangers 7th again, and it just doesn't seem like they're going to get promoted. Celtic in 12th place, mid-table once again, and they seem to be quite a long way away from Rangers right now in terms of quality on FIFA. In League 1, you've got Hearts in 8th place, Hibernian, who got promoted last season, 13th place, Motherwell and Ross County towards the bottom. And that's it for League 1. But then, in League 2, just to summarise once again, you've got your Hamilton, you've got your St Johnstone in there, you've got Motherwell, and a few other teams in there, Kilmarnock as well. So that's how that goes. And the bottom of League 2 there, you can see Partick Thistle end up after 5 seasons being the worst SPL team in the English leagues. In the Cups then, 4-0 win for Chelsea. And do the other Scottish teams feature? I can't see any of them. Maybe they are there, but I cannot see any of them. In the Carabao Cup then, again, no Scottish teams feature in the Carabao Cup, but in the playoff final then, St Johnstone don't get out of the playoffs there, they don't get out of the league. They unfortunately lose in the playoffs, the same round as well, 2 seasons on the trot. But they had a good go and they tried really hard, but they are one of the teams who have stayed in League 2 for the whole of the 5 seasons. Hopefully you have enjoyed watching this video. I've enjoyed making it, so make sure you leave a like by clicking the thumbs up button and also subscribe if you're new. Comment down below any other ideas you have, and maybe I will do them in a future video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.